Hello, my dear soul sisters and soul brothers. Good morning. If you could see and hear me clearly, isang like naman dyan. Let me see. Awesome, thank you, Julia. Mimay. Yan, si Sofia. Hello, Sofia. Siya ang ating timekeeper. Good morning and welcome sa second session natin, second day na nating meditation and yoga philosophy course. We are on the batch 4, officially 6 na siya. We are live here in Broadrico Village, Laguna. This is a place where it's an eco-village farm, yoga retreats. But at the center of it, we have a temple and where monks are staying full time. So now we're trying to share something para dun sa mga bago for today. We're trying to share something that we've learned from our spiritual teachers. And before doing that, we must be in the proper mood and paying our respects to them. So join me as we recite the mantras in paying respects sa ating mga spiritual teachers. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpataruvyaschа Kripasindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. These are the mantras in paying respect sa mga spiritual teachers because this knowledge was being passed down from the source to the first disciple, first students. Then kapag may naging teacher doon, it will be passed down again and passed down again, maintaining the integrity of the philosophy, the teachings, the learnings, until umabot sa generation na to. And until umabot ulit sa generation in the future. Yan. All these slides will be forwarded sa ating group chat. So you don't have to copy it right now. So yes, sino sa inyo yung may Bhagavad Gita as it is? For our reference sa ating yoga philosophy. Let me see kasi we will use this. Yan, you can raise your hands, you can show it to me. Oh, si Julia has the nice, good version. As long as this is the Bhagavad Gita as it is, we will talk about the differences, about yung mga ibang translation or version, yan. So, sino yung nakapagbasa na ng Bhagavad Gita? Started or even finished the Bhagavad Gita? Nag-lower sila ng hands. Yan. At least nagbabasa yan. May mga nag-message sa akin that they're starting to read. Very rare, especially nowadays, to find those who spend or make time in reading. Yan siya, nabasa na niya. Yan. I've been reading the Srimad Bhagavad Gita since when I was 13, 14 years old. And, sabi nga nila, if one finish the Bhagavad Gita, he is actually finished. Ano ibig sabihin nun? One could not really finish reading Bhagavad Gita. This is what we call like a manual of life. If you have a phone, lahat kayo may cellphone, if nakalog in, so either may computer or may cellphone, when you buy this, may kasama siyang manual. And the Bhagavad Gita is the manual of life. And in the mood, sa pagbabasa nito, you'll not finish it, then close it, then leave it aside. You can read cover to cover, and when you read it back again, even for years and decades, hanggang ngayon, since when I was 14, I was reading this, hanggang ngayon, kapag binabasa ko siya, ang dami pa ring learnings, ang dami pa ring relevant things. To think, more than 5,000 years na siya na-compile. So our mood in reading and studying the yoga philosophy is in the mood of request, in the mood of humility, not the conquest. Hindi natin siya tatapusin kasi hindi siya matatapos. The mood of request, the mood of humility. That's our approach in studying yoga philosophy. So if those who are practicing yoga asana here, mostly ng mga students natin, you start with pranam. And you end with pranam. You enter dun sa mood ng yoga in the humble state. So that is our mood. That's why we have our invocation mantras. We will discuss yung meaning nato in succeeding sessions natin. This is to set our mood in the mood of request, humility, for us to be able to understand, for us to be able to grasp yung learnings na to. And being grateful sa mga teachers na nagturo sa atin. And for sure, every one of us, once in our life, more than once for sure, may nagturo sa atin, may naging teacher tayo. Paano nagbasa, diba? Sa school, diba? Anything. Kahit sa YouTube man yan, yung nagturo sa'yo doon. So we should always be in the proper mood. So again, welcome. I'm your servant Radha Charandas. So yes, this is my favorite service as a monk, to connect to people. Originally, I do travel a lot. Pero dahil pandemic ngayon, I am here facing you in this screen. But it's not different. Non-different to. Because we're using the technology in spreading this kind of higher self, higher consciousness, this good vibration. So physically or in distance, as long as the topic is there, the mood is there, and the intention is there, still the same. Of course, physical presence is different, but there's an advantage us having these sessions kasi from different places. I could see from Rizal, Pampanga, Laguna, QC, Bataan. Kahapon meron pang Canada. So we have SG, diba? May Iloilo, diba? Everywhere. Dahil sa technology. So we can use this. So this is my favorite service, connecting to people, studying the scriptures, sharing the scriptures. If I'm on a physical travel, I do bring a lot of books. Looking for those mga seeking souls, sharing the knowledge with them, sharing the books with them. So, kailangan lang natin aralin ang yoga philosophy for us to be able to understand. Kasi ang dami natin ginagawa. Lalo na yung mga nag-aral na ng yoga. Those who had their teacher's training course, inaral na yung Bhagavad Gita, but most of the feedback is they studied it, but not that deeper into the level na they could change yung life nila and yung ibang tao. Some for sure did. But ano yung gagawin natin? We will run through yung whole Bhagavad Gita. That's why this is the first part. Kung nakikita yung upper left, this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. We're studying the whole essence of the Bhagavad Gita, not in full details. That will be on the second. Second is the pearls on the string or gems. It is happening currently in the evening. Yung mga previous batch ito yung inaaral nila. Essential verses. And the Gita Seva. This will happen in the future because this will be months and months and hours in studying the Bhagavad Gita philosophy or the yoga philosophy. So mostly yung reason bakit inaaral to is to understand the philosophy, how to apply it in our daily lives, how to share it by actions and by words sa mga friends natin, acquaintances, family. So sino dito yung nakakita ng Bhagavad Gita prior malaman yung yoga? Nakita nyo sa school, nakita nyo sa library, nakita nyo sa bookstores, heard. Yes. Yan, meron na yung iba. So, madaming chances, pero it's not popular that mainstream level dito sa Philippines. But of course, by the internet popularity na ginagamit ng mga tao is mas maraming nakaalam sa Bhagavad Gita. From my brother's girlfriend. Oh, ganda. Ang daming magic, miracle, and mystic stories how one encounters or get to know yung Bhagavad Gita. So ano yung kailangan natin if we want to share and also to understand yung Bhagavad Gita or yoga philosophy? First, we need to know the needs, interests, and concern. This is a picture of Srila Prabhupada, the author or the translator ng Bhagavad Gita as it is. And kasama yung mga students niya. This is in India, Vrindavan, India. They're studying the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure those who are attending now, meron sa kanya-kanyang needs, interests, and concerns. Ano yung reason bakit we want to understand yoga philosophy? Those who are doing asanas in the mats, the yoga mats, I've heard a lot of stories na after the asanas, after doing a lot of things, they want to understand deeper or yung spiritual side or the bigger picture, bakit nila ginagawa yung yoga. And today, we will try to understand bakit din yung purpose na paggawa ng pag-perform ng yoga, even our existence. Paano malaman yung purpose na yun? By understanding the yoga philosophy. So, ready na ba lahat? Raise your hands if you're ready. Okay, you can type sa chat box, G. Yes, G. Wonderful. It's nice seeing everyone, mga naka-open ng camera. Hello. So, Bhagavad Gita, we are gonna understand that this is full of philosophy, stories, and learnings, wisdoms. But we are in the essence of studying it. It will be just for, say, 15 days. Kasi half ng session natin is studying full in Bhagavad Gita. It has 18 chapters. So we will try to understand it in the most easiest way. We would have acronyms. So, sino nakapagbasa ng introduction dito ng Bhagavad Gita? Napaka-exe, di ba? 30 plus pages lang. Introduction pa lang yun. So, this is our acronym for today. So, we will approach yung Bhagavad Gita study per chapter or chapters. Pero we would have acronyms para mas maintindihan natin. It will be easier to remember. So, we would dive deeper. Those who wants to stay every after class, meron tayong 15 to 20 minutes questions and answers. So, if you want much more questions, or you can ask questions sa chat box. Wag lang siya matabunan. So, these are letters for today. INTRO. This is yung acronym natin for today. So, this is the Bhagavad Gita as it is. It might have different cover photos, cover images. Basta kailangan nyo makita the Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or ISKCON. What is the difference? We will explain later, but this book is compiled, documented 5,000 years ago. Compiled or documented because this knowledge has been there ever since. Kailangan lang nila ilagay sa libro kasi originally the teachers are teaching the students via hearing process. Then the memory ng mga tao way back is what we call Srutidhar. Shruti is hearing. Srutidhar is photographic memory. First time mo marinig, you can repeat it. So, sino dito yung natandaan yung ginawa nila yesterday, 3:33 p.m. in the afternoon? So, mahirap matandaan. Sino rito yung nakakatanda ng pangalan ko? Siyempre nakasulatan. Pero yes, our memory is very degraded. into the point na mabilis tayong makakalimot. So that's why 5,000 years ago, Srila Vyasadeva, a saintly person, compiled yung Mahabharata. In the school we studied or dinaanan natin sa ancient history yung Mahabharata. This is the excerpt or yung essence ng Mahabharata, yung Bhagavad Gita. In the middle of the Mahabharata epic, this is not a myth kasi yung mythology, it is like a fiction. Pero this an epic. In the middle of it is the Bhagavad Gita. Those who wants to study Mahabharata, we have books, and those who wants to prove na totoo yun, there are scientists, explorers, I think Discovery Channel yata yun. They studied the Mahabharata. They found the places with the, tinignan nila yung mga fossils, yung timings. It is there. So, bakit Bhagavad Gita as it is? Because a lot of authors have translated these yoga philosophy books based on their beliefs or their speculation, not based on the practice. Yung mga authors na yon, they're not yoga philosophers or yogis. They're authors by profession. So it is a job for them. If bumenta yung translated nila na Bhagavad Gita, dollar bills, yeah. It is translated into monetary profit. But there are actually more than 500 translations ng Bhagavad Gita, but walang nagagawang bhakti or bhakta or devotee or follower ng Bhagavad Gita because the essence or the heart or yung soul ng Bhagavad Gita was not there. It was when Srila Prabhupada went to the West from India. He is a teacher there. He went to America during the 60s and translated the Bhagavad Gita into an English language. And now it is translated to almost all languages. And from this Bhagavad Gita as it is, thousands, millions of books were distributed and thousands or millions of devotee or practitioner of Bhakti Yogi are made in different countries. It changed the heart of people. Kasi the soul, the heart is there. Paano nangyari yon? Simple lang. Kung ano yung tinuro ng Supreme, ng source, going sa teachers and disciples, tinuro niya rin, hindi niya binago. So, he maintained yung integrity ng Bhagavad Gita. Kaya tinawag siyang as it is. And of course, sabi nga, one must practice what he preach. Kaya tinatawag yung mga teachers na acharya. Ibig sabihin nun, those who teach by example. So those who studied, specifically yung nag-translate na si Srila Prabhupada ng libro, ng Bhagavad Gita as it is, he is actually a long whole life niya is practicing this Bhagavad Gita. So he's much qualified to translate this one. So ito siya, Bhagavad Gita as it is. So that's why importante na as it is. So anong laman ng Bhagavad Gita? This is the yoga philosophy. And paano natin siya maintindihan? May mga example, analogy, and stories for us to be able to easily get yung essence na to. Analogy is giving a thing or scenario that would be similar sa philosophy. Just like yung sinabi natin kanina, this is a manual of life, just like a manual ng cellphone. That is called analogy. And furthermore, there's given if you are gonna take a medicine, merong instructions or may prescription yung doktor. How many doses, how many times a day. So that's his manual. So that's analogy. Giving the example na much more relevant or much more simple para mas maintindihan yung philosophy. Example, yung example is, like in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, merong 8,400,000 species of life. Yung nag-yoga asana, onti lang yung species na meron doon. It is actually a dance of Lord Shiva that was repeated by Patanjali. And the positions are mostly, kung napapansin nyo doon, are mga animals or other species or other living entities like the lotus. Diba? Pag translate mo sa English, meron mga downward dog. Diba? So, meron daw 8,400,000 species of life. And from this, 400,000 yung mga human-like species. Those are the demigods, the angels, rakshasas, the demons, kasama dun sa 400,000. Sa 8 million na yon, iba't iba yon. Andun yung mga moving and non-moving, 4-legged, 3-legged, may 3-leg ba? 2-legged, 8-leg animals. Or yung mga non-moving, there are the trees. Lahat yung living entities. So, ayun yung example. From a certain statement, merong mga example. And there will be stories. So just like what I've mentioned, this knowledge, this philosophy, is coming down from the Supreme, the Source, and pinasa niya sa first disciple niya, sa first student niya. He mentioned, I first passed this knowledge to Vivasvan, the Sun God. So yung mga nag-Surya Namaskar, we are paying respect kay Surya, the Sun God. And he passed it down hanggang umabot kay Ikshvaku, hanggang umabot kay Narada Muni, hanggang umabot kay Srila Prabhupada, thousands of years hanggang umabot dito. Ngayon. We're trying to understand. So if you want to see that trail ng mga teachers and students, yung mga prominent teachers doon, makikita nyo sa end ng introduction. So if nabasa yun na, malalaman nyo na yun. Page 30, 31? 30, page 30. Yan. Yung mga prominent line ng mga teachers. Autofocus. Yan. So that is the story. Giving example ng, giving stories kung paano nangyari. Mostly, mga histories. So we are going now sa ating first letter. Ano yung first letter natin para sa acronym na to? Pati yung mga bibo daw sa mga bibo sa mga pagsagot sa chat box. Si JP yung galing. Yan. When we go to Manila, may mga dala kami mga gifts. Siyempre kung nasa Manila ka or nasa around the area ka, we'll give you something. First, swerte yung mga nasa first batch Kasi during the first batch, fruit season dito sa farm. So I brought them, rambutan. Yan sila siya. Rambutan di ba dila ko sa inyo? Or lansones? Rambutan, I believe. So, letter I daw, yung daming attentive. Yan, letter I. So, these are, yun nasa picture, these are the monks, disciples ni Srila Prabhupada in the West. So, yes, as a student, we are not, or the yoga practitioners, yoga students, we are not the end users ng knowledge na to, ng practice na to. We want to share it to others as well. And the more we teach it, the more we share it, the more we understand. Yan. So these are devotees or yogi practitioners come from ISKCON. So letter I. Yan. Ang letter I, ibig sabihin is in line. In line with disciplic succession or parampara. So basically, yung word na I natin is in line. Disciplic succession just means guru and student. And succession is the chain of it. Pababa ng pababa. So we should learn the Bhagavad Gita, the yoga philosophy, from a bona fide parampara, those who are in line sa mga yoga and teachers, students na dire-diretso. There would be some could make things up, how to meditate, the yoga philosophy, the meaning of life. But they just speculated it. We have to think, but we don't need to speculate. We could ask, we could inquire, critically think about it. Pero to speculate is not our our duty. Speculation is just making up something. The most bona fide source is getting it from the bona fide teacher, real teacher, na meron siyang teacher. May teacher din siya. May teacher din siya. Tanong ni Julia, is Guru or Sastra? That Guru is the teacher, Sastra is the scriptures, the highest authority. So that is the Praman. Tatlo yon. How to know if what we are studying is genuine? We have the three authorities or Praman. So by the way, we are trying to learn little ng mga Sanskrit terms. So, pero may translation palagi yan. Don't worry. So, three authorities, Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. So, that's the teacher. Kasi meron siyang teacher and teacher and teacher hanggang umabot sa source. Sastra, that is the manual of life. Habang bringing it down kasama yung mga scriptures. And meron mga sadhu, mga saintly persons who are practicing in this. Kaya siya authority, this is the check and balance. These three should say something similar. If a guru is telling something na hindi agree yung mga saintly persons saka yung scriptures, that is not bona fide. So maraming uso ngayon, trending, and lahat na lang gusto maging motivational speaker, TED Talk speaker, that would be so charming, would get a lot of attention, just a lot of flowery words. Pero if you ask the sadhus, the saintly persons, and the scriptures, wala doon yung sinasabi nila. So, hindi siya authority. We need this three authority kasi we don't want to waste our time following something, living our life into something na binigay lang ng society, pressure lang tayo ng school, pressure lang tayo ng media, na ang maganda daw talaga is yung maputi. Ang goal of life is magkaroon ng maraming kotse, malaking bahay, branded clothes. That is kung ano yung binibigay ng society. It is just made up. Yung mga magagaling sa marketing dito, magaling sila dyan. Pagpunta mo sa Caucasian countries, ang maganda sa kanila, darker complexion or fair complexion. Kaya nagpapatan sila. So, parang walang authority, labo-labo. Diba? What more pa yung purpose ng life? Kailangan coming from these three. Kaya letter I is in line with the cyclic succession. And you can see the logo. This is ISKCON logo. They are following the three Brahman, the authorities. ISKCON is established more than 50 years ago. The word ISKCON, the registration ng ISKCON, but the cyclic succession, the line, has been time immemorial. Kung kailan nagsimula yung existence natin, with kasabay yun ng sastra, ng scriptures, kasabay din yun ng practice. And the largest who are spreading this higher consciousness is the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So, I myself is a humble servant ng isang guru, which is His Holiness Giridhari Goswami Guru Maharaj. You will meet him in some other classes or some other teachings and wisdom niya. And I'm just trying to share something coming from the succession. So, yung mga sinasabi ko is not my speculation. I might give mga relevant topics that will be in our language, in our scenario. But the essence should be, kailangan, you could check. Ano yung sinabi ko na sa sastra ba yun? Ito ba yung sinasabi ng mga saintly person and ng guru? So, letter N natin, mabilis na to. Letter N is non-enviousness. We are approaching yoga. Naranasan nyo ba yun? Napunta ka sa yoga studio. Tapos, ang dami mo sa paligid na mga kasama. Nakaikot sa'yo, mga magagaling. Tapos tayo dun lang sa dun lang tayo sa mga modified. Nagbabalik-baliktad na sila dun. Tapos tayo upo na lang. The practice of yan, true daw, true. Ang dami naka-experience. Yeah. Because we should be in the right mood. The practice of yoga philosophy, if you're practicing asana, that is what's relevant and relatable kasi when you're practicing. Kasi action yung asana eh. Pero the understanding, ganun din yon. We should be non-envious. It is not a competition and non-competitive. Your only competition, sabi nga ng mga quote, is your own self, your previous self. The rest, ang mood natin in this classes, in our course, hindi to have top 1, top 2, top 10. Or mas marami akong alam na verses, nabasa ko na to. Diba? O mas marami akong experience. Hindi ganun yung mood natin in this course. And even in studying Bhagavad Gita. It is not a competition. Sa buong mundo ngayon, lahat competition. May Olympics, may champion, first runner-up, second runner-up. Diba? Sa school, gano'n na lang din. May honor student, may top, may honor class. Diba? Paramihan ng cases ng COVID, competition pa rin. Lahat may competition. Pansinin mo sa paligid. Kailangan maging number 1 ka. Pati sa nililigawan mo, may competition ka pa. Pero our practice ng Krishna consciousness, kaya masarap yung mood ng mga pagkasama mo yung mga practitioners ng yoga. Not just the asana, but the whole yoga system. Yung mood nila is encouragement. Hilahan. Hindi hilahan pababa. Hilahan pa paangat. Hilahan palapit sa Supreme. Hilahan for us to be able to be in our higher self. How to be in that level? We should be in the mood of surrender, humility. Kung hilahan ka ng isang tao, paangat. Kunyari, alam mo yung sa movie, palagi na lang, pag nalalaglag sila sa bangin, nakakapit sila ng onting ganon. Dalawang kamay or isa lang. Lagi na lang ganon. Tapos hirap sila umangat. Kapag isang kamay lang nakaangat sa'yo, mahirapan ka hatakin. Surrender means 2 hands. It will be easier for that person, your teacher, to bring you up. But if you have some reservation, it's okay. But find the answers. So you'll be able to be rise above ng mga teachers or those who have experiences. That is the mood. So, wag ka masyadong tumingin dun sa paligid mo, ang baba. Okay, ang galing niya sobrang open yung hips niya. Ang galing lahat ng handstand with transition na gagawa niya. Kanya-kanya ng pace yun. Diba? Our mood is to encourage everyone with different pacings of spirituality. Bakit? Kasi, hindi tayo sabay-sabay nagsimula kahit sabay-sabay tayo na sa course na to. Yung iba sa inyo dyan have been practicing this yoga philosophy, this lifestyle, hindi sa yoga mat lang or sa yoga studios, even in the past lives. So yesterday may tanong sa akin anong opinion ko sa incarnation. We will discuss a lot about reincarnation, karma. We'll discuss about consciousness, body, the soul. We'll discuss about problems in life, how to apply this. We will discuss about yung mga troubles, anxiety, depression, even yung story nila sa Bhagavad Gita na experience nila yun. And how it is really relevant hanggang ngayon. So, ano next letter natin after letter N? Letter T. We discussed yesterday ano yung mga... Yan, ang dami. At least nakakapaan nyo na. Pag naka-cellphone, mahirap yata biglang mag-type. Pero pag naka-computer ka, it's much easier. Transcendentalists. Yesterday, yung mga nag-meditate, we have the materialists. So, kabilang spectrum sila rito. Transcendentalist is the other side. So, yung number 2 nun yesterday, materialist, saka impersonalist, saka meditators, yogi. Ito yon. And those who are practicing the mantras or the bhakta or personalist. Kabaliktaran ng impersonalist. Transcendentalist, narinig niyo na to? Dito yung mga tumutunog lang sa, especially noong 90s, na sa mga club, mga mahilig sa trance and house and techno. Doon nila kinuha yun for sure. The mood of being in trance, beyond or above. Transcendentalist is above material things, material mood, or material energy. Kaya transcendentalist sila, they want to go up, rise above. Yung thinking na sobrang material ng ayaw nila maging Madonna, living in the material world. Gusto nila above, transcendental sila. So these are the practitioners ng mga transcendental meditation, ng mga yoga. We're still in the introduction. So kasabay nung intro na ano natin, intro na acronym natin sa introduction dito. The introduction is basically whole Bhagavad Gita compressed into like a capsule, into tease, kung ano yung sneak peek, parang gano'n. So impersonalists, don't worry, di-discuss natin in full details din yung mga to. So impersonalists is they meditate on nothingness, impersonal. Or tinatawag silang gyani. Sila rin yung mostly maraming alam, knowledgeable. Meditators, those who are like pranayama, asanas, they're doing this. They're trying to perfect yung 8 limbs ng yoga system. We'll discuss this also. Yama niyama, pranayama, dharana, dhyana. Tapos yung mga devotee, mga bhakta, that is the meaning of a devotee, is those who are personalists trying to chant Maha Mantras, trying to know the Supreme in a personal level. So iba-iba sila ng goal, iba-iba sila ng result, iba-iba yung time to perfect yung mga ginagawa nila. And malalaman natin what is the most suitable for the age na meron tayo ngayon. Given the situations that we have, the upbringing, the mind, the era na meron yung tao ngayon. What is the most suitable? So letter R natin is the real position. Yeah, Noemi, tatanong ni Noemi kung anong page. The whole introduction. So you have to read the introduction. The real position is our letter R. Ito na yung palaging tanong ng tao. Ito yung nahanap nila sa Sagada. Ito yung nahanap nila sa Baguio. Ito yung soul searching nila. Madalas gumagawa nito yung mga, alam mo yung pag broken hearted yung story ng movie. Laging nagka-travel sila alone. Diba? Pupunta sila sa island, mag-out of town sila. They want to find themselves. Kasama naman nila yung sarili nila. Diba? They want to meet other people. They want to know. Kasi minsan madalas, we are entertained. Entertained not just by television or in the media or the celebrities. We're entertained by a lot of offerings na sa paligid natin. Entertained tayo kay Lazada, kay Shopee ngayon, sa malls, sa cinemas, sa Netflix. Diba? Entertained tayo sa relationships natin. Entertained tayo in other things, hobby. And pag nawala yun, broken-hearted tayo kasi attached tayo doon eh. Diba? Pag nawala yun, doon natin iisipin, teka lang, ano ba yung ginagawa ko? Ba't ba ako nandito? Ano ba yung purpose ko? Lalo na yung mga, sad to say, yung mga nabalitaan ko, they lost their other jobs. They have to close down yung mga business nila. Wala silang racket, wala silang commission if you're an artist. Napaisip yung mga tao eh, di ba? Nagka-love life sila nung pandemic, nawala na rin yung love life nila nung pandemic. Nayayanig, shaken. Tapos maiisip ka, alam ba yung ginagawa ko? And they're searching for it everywhere. I promise, believe you me, I bet, hindi siya mabibili ng money. One could forget it for a while because one is being entertained. Pero the real question is, ano to? And that is the purpose of life, not to be entertained. to really look for it. Those are much more inclined sa school. Kasi yung mga bibo sa school ninyo dati. Inaral natin dun yung Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Diba? The basic needs, ano yung mga sumunod doon? Yung mga safety and security, self-actualization, belongingness, love and belongingness. Yung taas nun, self-realization. People are looking for it to realize sino yung self and then ang purpose niya. Yes. Lost daw, lost. Totoo yan. And this, nasa introduction pa lang, you can read this now, may hanapin mo yun. That's your assignment. Tell me anong, highlight it in your book. Where diniscuss yung Dharma, yung real position, ayun yung letter R natin. And our real position is to become a servant. Paano yung Radha Charan? Ako kaya yung boss sa company namin. Ang dami ko inuutusan. Paano ako naging servant? If you're a guy, if you're the boss, kapag kumita ka na, or you're working, kapag kumita ka na, kanina mo bibigay yung sweldo mo? Kay Mrs., kay Commander. So, hindi ikaw yung boss. You're the servant. Pag sinabi ng anak mo ba, bili mo ka ng ganito, may bagong labas na PS5. Bibigay ka rin. So, servant pa rin. So, yeah, we are working for someone. We're paying tax for someone higher, someone much more in position, superior to us. Paano yung Radha Charan? Kunyari, may king. Marami siyang servant. O kaya emperor. Siya yung king of the world. Ayun yung position nila dati. Puro emperor sila. Yung Bhagavad Gita is a war where they were fighting kung sino yung magiging next emperor. Mamaya, next time, sagutin natin bakit war yan. But anyway, yeah, paano yung pag emperor, highest na yun, di ba? Lahat nag-serve sa kanya, even the other kings ng ibang state. So, ito yung malalaman natin kasi one is still a servant. Paano? One will serve his senses. In the Bhagavad Gita, we will talk about the senses. In an animal kingdom, makikita mo yung aso, naglalakad sila, ano yung una palagi? Yan, hawak ni JP yung ilong niya. Una palagi yung ilong sa mga aso. Sumakto ba? Una palagi yung ilong. The sense of smell. Yeah, same. Allergy season din ako ngayon kasi maraming bulaklak dito sa forest. So, una palagi yung ilong sa aso. Minsan nga napapahamak sila nun eh. Just like yung mga, I forgot kung yung mga Jack Russell, yung mga ibang breed ng aso na sobrang mga hunter, mga canine sila. Minsan nawawala sila for days just to hunt yung mga rabbit, yung mga squirrel. Di ba may cartoons na gano'n? Squirrel! Tapos mawawala sila. Because of sense of, smell nila. Nasagasaan nga sila eh, kasi cross sila ng cross. Amoy sila ng amoy kung saan-saan. Their territorial act is to pee on places kasi maamoy na ibang aso na territory. Pero yung mga tao is in animalistic lifestyle din. A lot, if not all, are basing their lives because of their senses. They will work hard, burn their time and energy. Tapos yung fruit ng kanilang labor in manifestation ng time and energy nila is money. Saan nila gagastosin yun? Just to satisfy the senses. Yung iba, they will work hard just to eat all the kind of taste, all the kind of cuisines na meron. Madalas, ayun yung naging cause ng trouble nila sa body. Yung iba, they will travel to see beautiful places. They will go to art galleries. They will spend millions para sa mga paintings just for the visual sense. Iba, they will go to music stores. Ayun ko, meron pa ba mga music? Wala nang Tower Records, no? Nasa playlist na lahat ng, and they will go to concerts just to hear beautiful music. Or they will go to the forest to hear natural sound. Or they will, spend all day in Spotify for the sense of hearing. Yung iba, madalas makikita mo to, they will work hard for the sense of sexual pleasure. Baliw na baliw yung mga tao dito. Ito na yung purpose ng buhay nila. You can find yung word na dharma. Wala yung letter R doon. Dharma. So, yung mga tao baliw na baliw sa sense of sexual pleasure. Even yung loving family nila, they will be unfaithful, masisira dahil sa sense of sex pleasure na to. Bakit usong-uso yung mga dating apps because of this? Diba? All the movies, pansinin mo, not all, halos lahat. Action to, di ba? Okay, pambata to, bakit may sex scene? Kasi yung tao baliw na baliw doon. Sa mga senses na to. So, the real position of human person, human being, is to become a servant. Actually, all living entities is to become a servant. The question is, kanino mo ibibigay yung service mo? Living an animalistic life or going higher sa self-consciousness mo, the higher consciousness. So there is a term coined dharma. Ayun yung hinahanap ni Noemi. Dharma. Dharma is the real position. There's an analogy sa introduction, those who've read it. Analogy of water. Ang dharma ng water is maging wet. Never mo matanggal yung pagiging basa. Pagiging wet ng water. Pwede mo siyang i-freeze. Pwede siya maging ice, pero hindi yun yung real position niya. In a default temperature, babalik siya dun sa pagiging wet, pagiging water niya. Diba yung band na up, dharma down? Dharma ng up is down. The dharma of fire, diba yung dharma ng water is wet? Ano yung dharma ng fire? It is to produce heat. Paaso ka. Hindi mo matanggal yun. So, ang dharma ng isang soul is to serve. In different scenario. Again, the question is, saan mo ibibigay or kanina mo ibibigay yung service mo? And yun yung aaralin natin sa Bhagavad Gita. To perform this real position, yung real purpose natin in understanding our life by understanding the yoga philosophy. And then yung dharma. It was mentioned also, compared yung dharma versus religion. Religion is translated into belief. Again, this religion na term is being abused for quite some time. It was being used by different kind of groups. Yung iba doon, hindi genuine, hindi bona fide. And the purpose of it is material for sense gratification. There will be groups gathering, teaching how to increase yung sense gratification, how to be just to become rich. Or mostly material. And yung mga tao parang sarado na resistant na pag-word na religion. Kasi ang daming hypocrisy na nangyayari. Yung tuturo ng teacher, iba yung lifestyle niya, tapos may mga gagawa siya mali. Yeah. And all institution may mga mali. Pero yung sense of it, minsan wala sa authority, wala yung three praman or three authorities. At the same time, those people inside it, totally opposite. Or they're just using it, they're just teaching something pseudo, kunyaring spiritual lang, just for sense gratification, para magpayaman sila, mag-perform ng sexual activities. They're using it para sa sarili nila. So yung religion, maraming tao, especially the newer generation, resistant na sila. So maraming naka-experience na to. It's totally not new. Dharma, per se, is yung ibang tao, tinatawag nila itong spirituality. Just like the practice of Krishna consciousness, or this Bhakti Yoga, we're trying to learn, it is not based on certain group of practices. It is being spread by ISKCON, but others could also practice it, could also chant, could also meditate, could also study this. In return, they will be better person in that kind of practice as well. And those who are serious, wants to learn more, they will be initiated, will have gurus also in the line ng disciplic succession, which is in ISKCON. So yung Dharma is the real position. Kahit anong grupo or anong nationality ka, anong gender ka, anong social order mo, you have the Dharma. Hindi magbabago yan. That is the spirituality, ay yung Dharma. So ang purpose na ito is to reawaken our relationship with the self, sa other living entities, other humans, even animals, and even nature, and our relationship with the Supreme, the Source, the Creator. That is actually yoga, to link. Translation ng yoga is to link, to connect. Kasi we are so lost, we are so disconnected. So we want to link yung pagiging servant natin, and how, and kanino. So introduction pa lang to for sure. We will go deeper. And last letter natin, letter O, sa intro na acronym natin, this is the Ocean of Mercy. Kasi, given that this is the material world, we are in this material world, a lot of things are happening. Hindi siya heaven, hindi siya paradise. Even heaven is part of the material world. What we've learned in heaven, there's something much beyond it, the spiritual world. Yung heaven is not the spiritual world. We will learn much more. Pero this specific place that we are living in, meron tinatawag na dualities. Dualities is ups and downs. We have the summer and winter, malamig sa mainit. We have the happiness and distress. We have the pandemic. Siyempre, pagtapos ng pandemic, pag nawala na yan, happy na uli. Kalimot na uli. Diba? Entertain na uli yung mga tao. Ayaw na uli nila maghanap sa soul searching nila. So, it's full of dualities. After mo ng happiness mo, may distress. After ng depression mo, may manic ka uli. After mo ng ganito. That is the nature. Hindi mo parang, yes, we're hoping for the best. But we are preparing also for the worst because that's the nature of this world. And yung letter O, this is the ocean of mercy. The Supreme, who is our source, the cause of all causes. Bakit naging ocean of mercy? Because we still have this manual, how to live our life here in the material world. Kung paano natin i-perform yun. Kung paano tayo makaka-exit nga dito sa material world na to. So this is the ocean of mercy. Also, because of the mercy of the Supreme, meron tayong yoga. May yoga system tayo. We have those yogis, mga saintly persons, and also our spiritual teachers who could teach us para umangat tayo dun sa darkness na pinupuntahan natin or sa illusion na kung saan tayo tumitingin ng goal. So how to be a student of Bhagavad Gita? It is also there in the introduction. Kailangan, eto lang, hindi mo kailangan maging mayaman, nagtapos sa course na to, or sometimes even the language barrier, no? Social orders, not also a thing. How to become a student of Bhagavad Gita. You should have all this two questions. Who am I? And why these things are happening to me? If you have these two questions, then you are a perfect student ng Bhagavad Gita. You're a perfect student ng yoga philosophy. In that way, we will understand our real purpose. Sa left na to. Inside and outside our yoga mats. So that is our introduction in line with disciplic succession, letter I. So it should be, the learnings natin should be in line. We don't want to waste time studying, spending time, living our life in some other mundane or inimbentong process lang. It should be in the line of disciplic succession. The guru and disciple are students that is being passed down. If you're following some teacher tas wala siyang teacher, hindi siya bona fide. Kailangan may teacher din siya that you could trace saan galing. Non-enviousness is the mood in practicing the yoga philosophy. The mood is encouragement. The more we pull others paangat, the more angat din tayo. And the Transcendentalists, we will learn about it. Mostly, yung mga chapters natin, we will study them. So we would know how yung mga different processes and ano yung mas bagay sa atin. Ano yung dapat natin gawin. Sila yung mga impersonalists, meditators, and the Bhakta. And our real position, ito yung hinahanap ng mga tao. Who am I? What is my purpose? Ito yung soul searching. We will learn kung sino talaga tayo in the succeeding chapters and our oath of mercy, given that we all have these scriptures, this association, this like-minded person who are trying to understand deeper meaning of yoga, deeper meaning of life. Bakit nangyayari yun sa paligid natin? And also our spiritual teachers who are giving us the torchlight of knowledge para mawala tayo dun sa darkness. So before we go sa ating question and answer, I would like to invite everyone to open their camera para meron tayong group photo. Kasi may assignment pala tayo. Habang nag-open kayo ng camera, ito yung assignment. Yan na, may nagtanong sa akin ng assignment last time eh. Sabi ko, wait ka lang, bibi. Marami tayong assignment. Don't worry, I will send this sa group chat. So, ibig sabihin nung number 2, yung 1.1, the first number is the chapter. Point is the text. So, number 1 assignment is 5 relationship with Krishna, the Supreme. You could see that's an introduction. Ano yung 5 relationship? Number 2 na question is how to study Bhagavad Gita. You can see that's a 1.1. Nasa purport yon or commentary. After ng translation, purport. How to study the Bhagavad Gita daw. And number 3, what are your expectations for our yoga philosophy? This is Essence of Bhagavad Gita class. So, hindi nyo kailangan magsulat sa akin ng novela, ng mahabang mahaba. At least 3 sentences. And you can PM this to me in my messenger. Lahat yung binabasa ko. So, these 3 questions. I will post this assignment din sa group chat natin. If you're not yet in the group chat, message nyo ako, Radha Charandas. Minsan, kahit hindi ka pa nagre-register, you should register. So, we will have connection then. Yung iba, very few lang naman na hindi ko ma-add sa group chat kasi baka ultimate super private ka. Yan. So, this is my name in Facebook, nasa group chat, Radha Charandasa, or Radha Charandas. Yan, makikita nyo ako sa profile picture kasama yung spiritual teacher ko. Add me. Yan, Risa, add mo ako and message mo ako para ma-add kita. Yan. Kasi minsan, yung iba maraming kapangalan. So, hindi ko alam kung sino yun doon. And also, you could register. So, please open your camera. Let's have a group photo. Then, after this, those who wants to remain, we will have question and answer. Yan, nakikita ko sila. We have someone from Vancouver, Canada. Hello, Jenny. I have a lot of friends there in Canada. Yan. Mga monks living in the temple. Send me kung saan ka sa Vancouver. Titignan ko malapit sa mga temples. Yan. You have a book ba? Yeah, meron dyan. Everywhere. Sige, pictures tayo, everyone. Nice to see yan. Si Raymond, may magandang setup pala din ng pang-podcast din yata ni Raymond yan. Yan. Open na yung camera sa count of 3, smile kayo sa camera. I'll post this photo sa group chat. Then if you want to post it, tag nyo ako sa Instagram, Monk in the Middle, saka sa Facebook, Radha Charandas. Count of 3, eyes in the camera. 1, 2, smile. 1 more, 1, 2, 3. Sapatan tayo sa second page. 1, 2, and 3. Again, I'm humbled and honored having your presence. Isa pa, may mga nagbukas ng camera humabol. 1, 2, 3. I'm humbled and honored being with your presence. I'm praying for everyone's safety. I'm meditating for it. Please share this consciousness, even not by words, just by our consciousness in our application. Sabi nga yung yoga magisimula pag alis mo sa yoga mat. Shanti-shanti ka sa yoga mo, no? Paglabas mo doon, init naman ng ulo mo. No? So how you are having yung actions mo. Last time I've checked, actions still speaks louder than words. And those you will see they're greeting each other Hare Krishna. Yeah, you could do the same. Hare Krishna is the name of the Supreme, who will talk about it tomorrow. And it is not just Namaste. Namaste is my soul inside my body, is respecting the soul inside your body. Hare Krishna is direct. My soul is respecting you as another soul at the same time, paying obeisances to the Supreme inside you. So we greet each other Hare Krishna. We'll learn much more in the terminology sa yung etiquette natin as a yogi. So we will go deeper. So those who needs to go, kailangan nyo ng mga maganda ng mga lunch ninyo dyan. And if you have work, please be safe. I will be in Manila tomorrow morning. And after na class natin, doon ako babiyahe to visit some students from the previous batch. Let me know if you're around the area. Hindi ko alam kung saan sa Manila ako papupunta, but I will deliver some books para may stock sila doon. Kasi those who wants the books, they could get it from our other students na meron tayo sa group chat. You can message them, sila Trina, si Sha, si Jinky, si Christine, saka si Jonah. They have, pwede nila ilalamove sa inyo. Yung mga sabi ni Adam, go to Bataan minsan. Yes, I'll visit Bataan. Before pandemic, I'm always traveling around the Philippines and other countries. But as soon as makatravel uli ako, I'll try to visit your places. Yung ibang student na visit ko na pala, sila Jonah and all. So yes, you can message them if you want a copy of the actual book or book bundles and the actual Japamala, so you could experience the chanting fully. Now, wala tayong Japa session or meditation session, but I will request you to chant one round today. Sino yung willing mag-chant ng one round today on their own? Let me see. Sige, chant kayo, tapos let me know how it goes. Ha? Tapos tuloy-tuloy natin to. Bukas, meron ulit tayong session for the meditation. Second day of introduction. We will know and learn the meaning of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So thank you very much. Be safe. Those who wants to stay for some question and answers, you can stay. You can do so. You can send your questions sa group chat. And those who need to carry on with their lives, be safe and be a better person, better yogi. Yeah. So kita-kita tayo sa group chat and sa online. Tag me sa mga post ninyo. Thank you very much. Salamat. Yeah, Oliver, si Mary, si Jenny, si Len, hindi ko mabasa lahat, gumagalaw. Veronica, si Peb, si Jen, si Pamela, si Aiza, si Grace, si Carmi. Yan, tag nyo ako sa mga pictures ninyo. So if you have some question, we'll try to answer it. You can send it sa group chat natin. Here, dito pala sa chat ng Zoom. Titingnan ko may... Yan, sino yung may mga questions niya is introduction ng Bhagavad Gita. You can find this discussion. Not in the acronym style. Yan, the acronym was made by another monk. Si Sutta Prabhu, a monk from UK. So, doon tayo nag-base ng acronyms. But you can find all the things that we've discussed sa introduction. And the rest of the Bhagavad Gita, I've said some examples as well. Hare Krishna, thank you. Yan. It will be posted. This slides or keynote will be posted sa group chat. Even the video will be posted sa YouTube. Thank you today. May I ask why we chant in Sanskrit? We chant in Sanskrit for us to be able to relish the mantra. Kasi the Sanskrit is the mother of all languages. And hindi lahat sa Sanskrit could be translated, even in English. English is just an international language as of this moment. Diba? Pero it's not complete. Ang daming Sanskrit term na hindi mo ma-translate sa English. And English is very hard, no? Ang daming silent letters, no? Babasahin mo yung subtle, hindi naman subtle eh. Parang hindi naman yung dapat sinulat yun ng subtle talaga. Very, diba? O kaya climbing, mawala yung magka-silent. It's very complicated. So, yes. So, important nung real language. But we don't have, there are villages in India that are still speaking in Sanskrit. So, it is important for us to be able to feel and chant the mantras in Sanskrit. Actually, in Philippines, maraming Sanskrit terminologies. Kasi, historically, yung buong mundo naman is under one emperor, under one king. Thus, it was just divided as the time goes and time degrades. So, just like the Sanskrit term guru, diba? It's not new for us. Guru is teacher. So, in Sanskrit is teacher. Mukha. Si Lord Brahma is Chaturmukha. For face. Yung mukha is a terminology sa Filipino na mukha, face. Some nag-iba yung meaning like Maya. Dito naging bird siya. So, marami. So, Sanskrit is the mother of all language. So, yung mga teacher natin dyan, they've studied it. Yung iba, they're claiming, of course, lahat ng culture, they want to claim na sila yung original. Pero in the scriptures, again, you should look for the authority. Saan galing yun? Anong scriptures nakalagay yun? It was passed down or inimbento lang because of, alam mo naman yung current times natin eh. All countries wants to be the greatest. Para sila yung top, sila yung, alam mo yun. It's a competition palagi. Guru in Tagalog, yes. Tagalog pala. I don't know sa ibang language. Sa Bisaya, ano ba yung guru doon? Yan. Agree, English language has many limitations. Yes. Sobrang limited yung English. Yung English nga ng Amerika sa English ng British. Mga British, ang gulo na, di ba? Yan. What more pa yung ibang languages? Actually, in China, I've heard may tono eh. Kung kailan mo, yung end vowel ng word mo. Pagtataas, bababa, mag-iba ng meaning. In Sanskrit, it's complete. You would see in the Devanagari. So, that's why this is an authority. You will see the Devanagari, yung mismong letter ng Sanskrit. Then, yung Sanskrit in Roman letter. Tapos yung translation, word per word, is very scholarly. Sa akin, translation ng English. So, very scholarly. Devanagari, Deva means gods, demigods. That's why it's the word, sabi nga, the language of the Devas. So, pag namatay ka, you will speak. Pag napunta ka na sa heavenly planet or sa hellish planet, ang language doon, Devanagari, Sanskrit. Do we have math works in the next sessions to come? In this course, we don't have the math works, pero I'm gonna introduce you to our Radha Yogas. Sila yung mga teachers natin. Yan sila siya. Message nyo si siya. They have courses and classes, yoga classes in yoga mats, in asanas. Sila yung mga teachers natin from first and second batches. So, they've created a very nice group. It's called Radha Yoga PH. So, message nyo sila. And with the same practice and like-minded person, understanding the Bhagavad Gita, you will learn also yoga asanas with them. So, dito si Sha. Sino pa ba nandito? So, apat sila mga teachers nun. So, ayan. Sha, Pasig PH. Message mo siya. Sino nagtanong? Ayan. Ayan. Julius Garabiles. Message mo si Sha, Pasig. Ayan. What are Prabhus and Matajis? Ayan, Matajis. This is a terminology to address. Prabhus is male. To address male practitioners ng Bhakti Yoga or in this practice. Prabhus is putting ourselves in the humility, humble position. I am your servant. You're my master. That's why Prabhus. Nakikita niyo yun sa mga those who are practicing this path of yoga. In that position, you don't call yourself Prabhu. You always call yourself Dasa or Bhakta. Okay, Bhakta JP, or pag initiated ka by Guru, like me, Radha Charandasa, a servant. But you address everyone, every male, as Prabhus. So, very respectful. In the scriptures din yon. So, hindi siya invento. Matajis is the highest form of respect na pwedeng ibigay natin sa female. We call them Matajis because the highest purpose din ng female is to become a mom. Even hindi pa sila nanay. Pero alam mo yun, sobrang respetado palagi natin yung nanay. Mom natin. Also, that's why we address the female as Matajis. Yan. You can address yourself as Bhakta. Kaya yung iba nakikita niyo yung pangalan nila pag kay Bhakta Kaiser. Yan. From third batch Kaiser. Pag babae, Bhaktin. A practitioner of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakta or Bhaktin. Kaya you will see others or you will hear them, Prabhus. Yeah, I'm Bhakta JP. Or Matajis. So that there is the terminologies. You don't have to do it right away or now. It takes time to be accustomed. And the more you understand, the more, you will apply it. Curious question, are there shamanic customs or rituals in this practice? Not in this practice, but you will see it in the scriptures. They are in the path of those, kung nakita niyo, transcendentalists, in the yogis, meditator side, mga shamans. I have a very wonderful story. When I was in India, meron doon isang monk. Naging best friend ko siya. He's from America. I'm studying in India, in Mayapur, for a year. Tapos, alam mo naman, Pilipino, gaya-gaya lang palagi in the other cultures. Diba? You cannot deny that. They are, even when he was younger, lagi sila napunta sa Amazon, South America. And even a lot of friends and relatives niya, they're performing mga ayahuasca ceremony in Amazon. So, mga earth movers, psychedelic, alam naman, in other cultures, subcultures, they're doing that. Then, habang ginagawa niya yon, he was being, of course, may hallucination siya, meron siya. It's a tool para sa kanila to get out of the system ng society or ng binigay ng conditioning ng society ng media. No? So, hindi siya addictive drug, pero it's a drug. Class. Nakalimutan ko anong class yung tawag nila, pero in most of the countries is very, lifelong sentence pag nakulong ka. So, experience siya doon, and habang naging deep yung understanding niya sa buhay, he wants to know better. He wants to know the scriptures kasi saan nagkagaling yung mga na-realize niya, gusto niya i-confirm. And those shamans sa Amazon, they've mentioned to him, if you want to really know in spirituality and your real purpose, find the Hare Krishnas. From their books, yung mga trip mo ng ilang days dun sa ceremony na kung ano-ano pang ayahuasca, iboga, anong papel or anong ini-smoke pa nila. Those trips, you will just find in one page ng Bhagavad Gita na ituturo sa'yo ng mga Hare Krishna. Kaya naging monk siya. Naging kaklase ko siya sa India. Ay naging purpose niya. Siya yung mga shamas nagturo sa kanila maging Hare. Kasi yes, people will have this sometimes near-death experiences, will have problems, exhausted sa material na bagay. Yung iba would be so curious, would trip in other what they call earth movers or mag-travel sila just to look for this. And yung mga to, when you read even a page ng mga scriptures, it's all there. Just like siya yung kwento niya, parang habang nag-aaral sila ng mga ganon, in-experience yung mga yun, you will just learn. I'm not this body. This is temporary. This is only my tool now. I have to take care of it, pero ang purpose nito is use this machine to have the self-realization, to find my real purpose. And 1 hour, diniscuss natin yung ngayon. Yung in-experience niyo ng ilang buwan, ng ilang taon. That is the power of the scriptures. Kasi galing nga siya sa Supreme. Binaba siya rito. Some other practices like this, yung mga earth movers and all, yung iba nakakaligaw. Diba? Some would be in spiritual. Kaya yung panahon ng mga hippie in the 60s, kung ano nga yung meron daw ngayon is just remnants, latak lang ng mga hippie yun. They've for teachers, yung mga stories ng, if you want an adventure stories ng isang monk, look for a book, Journey Home by Radhanath Swami. Yeah, a lot of them hitchhike papuntang India. They're looking for, hindi lang basta-basta guru, a bona fide guru na nandun sila sa mga scriptures, nandun yung genuine talaga. Then a lot of them became Hare Krishna. Kaya yung Beatles, we played that song a while ago. They search for it as well. So, gano'n ka-importante yung scriptures. It's the greatest trip, Adam. Read your book. Kasi kwentuhan mo ako, ha? It is possible that people can go on trips even without substance. Are there people who have that? Chant ka palagi. You'll experience that. tawag nga nila during time nung mga hippie era. Stay high forever. You don't need substance. You don't need hallucination colors and other things. Yung high naman talaga is yung getting your realizations higher and higher. And you will gain that by association, having a teacher, having the books. Not just the high na substance lang or what they call na, alam mo, vision lang. It is just a trip. Sabi ni Kishore, forever high. Yung chanting beats. So why, even those hippies in the 60s hanggang ngayon, nagka-chant pa rin sila for 40, 50 years. I've been chanting for more than half of my life. So hulaan niyo ko ilang taon na ako. Yung body na to. But everyone is really old. Every soul is really old. Yan. Actually here, there was someone singing Hare Krishna randomly and suddenly cried, oh, because a beautiful blue face appeared when you closed my eyes. Galing, di ba? That is Krishna. We'll get to know much more about Krishna, the Supreme. Flower power is the EP. Sige nga, may mga questions mo sila. When you like to be a monk, yeah, requirement to go to forest. No. It doesn't require for one to be in the forest to become a monk. May mga temples then in the cities. But what we have here is we're in the middle of the forest. Dito yung temple namin. To be a monk is not just a robe. So even in India, there's the largest festival in the world. It is called Kumbh Mela. Even yung mga professional doon, nag-dress up as sadhus or sages or sometimes monk, and they will beg. Kasi sobrang millions of people are going there. Malaki kinikita nila. So, it is not by garbing yourself tapos you'll claim na one is a monk, one is a yogi, one is something like this and all. So it is qualification. Just like in yoga, a lot of people could be certified. Attend ka lang 1 hour, 2 hour, 500 hour, 1,000 hour. Diba? Then you'll have certification. It will be easier. Pero yung qualification, you have to do an endeavor. You have to dedicate your life. So, a monk is also like that. Hindi siya sa lugar lang. It's in the way of practice. And, may tinatawag nga tayo mga urban monk. Not really shave up, not wearing that like this. Pwede kang artist, musician ka. Pero yung lifestyle mo is same as the monk. So, ayun yung purpose ng Bhagavad Gita. How one could practice in their own scenario yung natutunan natin. Not just going to the temple or leaving the temple. Yan. Yes, interesting. Maraming salamat. I don't want to hold a lot of your time kasi kung hindi nyo ako pipigilan, I will tell a lot of stories. And yes, if you want to experience some more chanting, we have 5:30 in the morning until 7 o'clock in the morning. It is purely chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for 1.5 hours. If you want to experience that, you can log in and log out anytime and chant with us. Konti lang naman nag-chant, pero everywhere around the world with the same time, ganun yung ginagawa nila. So, see you ulit bukas. Same time, same place. And do your assignments. And we will chat again bukas. Maraming salamat, JP, Swiz, Ray, si Len, si Adam, si Peb, si Carmi, si Milka. Nakikita ko yung mga art si Milka. Maganda. Si Diana, si Rich Visande. Ang hirap ng pronunciation ng pangalan niya. Si Emma, si Christina, si McCoy, Nicole. Yan, I think siya yung cousin ni Lawrence. Noemi, Julius, Jax, Michaela, Erlene, JM, Alet, Lorife, Arcel, Ivy, and Kishori Radha. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye, classmates daw. Be safe. Hare Krishna. High five.